similar, like to water bottles or textbook. And it would be nice to have something like a blanket or a pillow to pad your knees, especially if you have sensitive knees. And once you get those things, come into a comfortable seat, can be cross-leg or can be hero pose, sitting your hips in between the heels. Just rest your hand somewhere that's not distracting. Release the shoulders away from the ears. And cast your gaze down onto the ground. And if that works for you, you can start slowly close your eyes. Regardless if it's your eyes open or closed, seek for a point that you can direct your attention to. Especially if just to come from a busy place. To help you to shift your attention inward, you can imagine you're breathing towards a spot. And sit taut through the spine. Let the sit bones be heavy. If your mind wandered away and perhaps still hang on something that you just come from, or start planning for what's next after practice, simply make the sound of your breath a little bit more audible so you can get more of your attention. Option to stay in this open breathing meditation. If you'd like to join pranayama, breathing practice with me, you can twist your right hand, release the right thumb and the ring finger and pinky finger. And bring the right thumb gently on top of right nostril. If this posture does not work for you, especially if your right arm just does not enjoy hanging up in the air right now, you can bring a block in between your right thigh and your right elbow for some support. And breathe in through the left nostril. And close the left nostril with a ring finger and release the right thumb. And exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right. And release left and exhale. That's one round. We'll do a couple rounds together before I send you on to your own way. Inhale to the left. Close the left. Release the right nostril. Inhale to the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale to the right. Close the right. Exhale to the left. Continue 3 more rounds on your own and be absolutely truthful to the pace of your breath. Notice if there's any rushing rising up. Can be from discomfort of the seat posture. It can also just simply out of boredom. And how can you sit yourself through that? After you release from the left nostril one last time, rest your right hand back down to the right knee or right thigh. And get the hands in front of the heart and bow the head toward the heart. Take a moment here to notice if there's any disconnection between your breath and your body and your mind. That might be giving you different voices at the same time. And hopefully through the practice, it's going to be more aligned. But for now, simply observe without any judgment. And when you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes. If you've been sitting in a tight position, you can extend your legs out and just shake the legs. And once you're ready, bend your right leg. Bring the right foot close to your left sit bone and cross your left leg over the right knee. Make sure you sit your left sit bone into the ground. This is where you can stay. You can also extend your right leg out if that's too much on your outer hip. Take a long inhale, reaching the crown of the head toward the sky, and sit the sit bones down into the ground. Next exhale, bring the right elbow outside of the left knee and bring the left hand behind you. Gaze over the left shoulder to the back of the space. Inhale, lengthen to the spine again. Next exhale, turn the chest toward the back. And see if this twist is creating more disconnection between your body, mind, and your breath. If it is so, turn your chest slightly back toward the center and perhaps adjust the position of your legs as well. So you're not prioritizing your posture over your breath. If you notice your left shoulder is shrugging toward the left ear, you can also bring the right hand, put it on top of the left collarbone to encourage it to stay open. One last long inhale. And exhale, slowly come back to center. You can extend the legs long, just shake the legs. You can also bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. And once you're ready to do the other side, bend your left leg in, bring the left foot close to your right sit bone, and cross your right leg over the left knee. Hug the right knee first with the left elbow. Walk your right hand behind you and sit the right sit bone down. And then if you like to, you can bring the left elbow outside of your right knee. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. And exhale, roll your chest to the back. Gaze over the right shoulder. And same as the other side, notice if there's any kind of disconnection happening, then make adjustment based on your own needs. And slowly come back to center. And shake the legs. As we come into another round of Baddha Konasana, bring the soles of feet together. When you're ready to start flowing again, come into table. If you have a thin mat, take your time to spread a blanket across the mat. Hands right underneath your shoulders. Knees are right underneath your hip joints. Inhale, pull the chest forward, lower the belly. Exhale, round your upper back, pressing into the palms. We'll flow like that. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round your upper back into a cat. And flow in between, again, with the pace of your breath rather than my cue. And of course, you can always add some other elements to this flow, like side body stretch, wrist stretch by turning the hands toward the knees. But regardless what element you added, stay true to the pace of your breath. Next round, we all meet in neutral. Press into the palms, tuck your toes, and lift your knees slightly off from the ground.
Inhale, continue to lengthen the spine. And exhale, pressing into the palms to help to lift the shoulders stay lifted. One more round like that. Inhale. And exhale, release the knees down and walk your hands forward and press your tailbones back into a child pose. Then come back to table. Walk the hands one handprint forward and tuck your toes and roll your tailbones up into a downward facing dog. If this is the first down dog of yours today, take your time to bend into one leg and another to wake up the back of the legs. You can also rock forward into a high plank. Then wave back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And if downward facing dog or any of those flows does not work for you, you can come back into a table or try out moving between cow and cat again. And step your left foot to the left thumb. Release your right knee down. We'll do this in a couple of stages. The first stage is hands on the ground. If you have blocks, you can bring the blocks underneath the hands as well. Just give a little more space between your torso and the left leg. The next stage is you can bring the hands on top of your left thigh, especially if you do not have any blocks nearby. You can adjust the base of your legs. If you move your right knee behind your right thigh bone, it creates a bit more stretch on top of the right thigh. But if you want more stability, you can also create a box by bringing your right knee underneath your hip. Be a little bit more stabilized. Once we all achieved a stable foundation, option to raise up the arms by the ears into a classic low lunge. Sink the pelvis forward and down. Inhale, reaching to the fingertips. Exhale, lower your arms, open the arms, and clasp your hands with the left pinky outside. And reach the clasp of hands toward the ground and puff the chest up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Spread the collarbones. And start slowly come back to center. We'll do the other direction. Open the arms. And bring the hands to the opposite elbow with your left elbow underneath your right. This is where you can stay. And use the hands to drag your shoulder blades away from each other. So we are opening the back, the upper back. An option to wrap your elbow into each other. And perhaps your palm touching each other into an eagle arm. And lift the elbows to the height of the shoulder. So the elbows might be blocking you from focusing on one point. Just like at the beginning of the class, when your eyes close, you are still, there's this imaginary spot for you to focus on. See if you can find a spot in this eagle arm. Inhale, stay. Next, lower the pelvis down. Inhale, pin the left hip back, straighten the left leg. And fold your chest down. If this does not work for you, release the arms and bring the hands onto the ground or onto the blocks. Next, low lunge. Inhale, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up into a high lunge with eagle arm or without, depending on your stability. Next, release your right knee down and tuck your right toes. Inhale, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Exhale, come back forward. Inhale, rise into a high lunge. Back knee up. Release down. Inhale, half split. Fold your chest toward the left leg, pull the left toes towards you. And exhale, bend into the left leg. Inhale, lift the right knee up. Last time, I promise. And exhale, release your right knee down. Straighten the left leg, fold over the legs, with or without eagle arm. And if you like to shift a little bit more focus onto the opening of the chest, you can release from the eagle arm and right hand onto the ground or onto the block, and left arm up, twisting to the left side. So everything underneath your torso stay the same. We're rotating through the spine, the pelvis still facing forward, creating a very rocky condition for our body. Bring the left hand down, bend into the left leg. Step your right foot to meet with the left and fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Hands on the blocks or on the shin. Exhale, fold over the legs. Right hand down, left hand up, and straighten the left leg. Take a deep inhale, reaching to the left fingertips. Exhale, release your left hand down. Inhale, raise up the right arm, straighten the right leg. And release your right hand down. Rise all the way up on empty. Next, exhale, hand to heart center or by the side to Tadasana. And shift the weight around the four corners of your feet. And seek for that kind of stability even in a rocky condition. Raise up the arms, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, step left and right into a high plank. Option to release the knees down, especially if you have sensitive wrists. Take a long inhale. Exhale, bend through the elbows, hug elbows in, and release all the way down to the belly. Inhale, hug the elbows in, lift the chest up. Bhujangasana, baby cobra. Exhale, release down. One more time like that. Inhale, lift the chest up. Option to straighten the arms. Lift your pelvis, lift the top of thighs up from the ground. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And exhale, flip the feet, roll the tailbones up, downward facing dog. Pressing into the palms evenly. Rotate the biceps toward the front. Keep the spaciousness between the shoulders and the neck. And only after you achieved those, then you can start releasing the heels toward the ground. Otherwise, keep as much as bend as you need in the back of the legs. And rock forward into a high plank. Release the knees down. We'll do the knee table one more time. So tuck your toes. Lift your knees slightly up from the ground. Very little space, not even 1 inch. And engage the center of your torso. And imagine there's a plank on your back, from the back of the head all the way to your tailbones. Last big inhale. Next, exhale, release the knees down and press your tailbones, close the heels. Child pose, Balasana. Now when you're ready, come back up into a table and walk your hands one handprint forward, tuck the toes, and roll your tailbones up into downward facing dog. Step your right foot to the right thumb, release your left knee down. And all the stages we're gonna repeat on this side as well, and just consider them as bus stops. So you get off the bus at the stop that you're going to. You don't stop every single stop. So if this is where your body is asking you to stay here. An option to bring the hands on top of the right thigh. An option to raise up the arms. Tuck both thigh bones into the midline. One big inhale, reaching through the fingertips. Next, open the arms and bring the hands behind you. Interlace your hands with the right pinky outside and reach the hands toward the ground and puff the chest up and back bend. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. So imagine your hands are like an anchor, dropping all the way to the mat. In the meantime, your chest, like a buoy, keep floating toward the sky. And come back to center slowly. Want to do the other direction. Open the arms. And grab off the shoulder with your right elbow underneath this time. Lift your elbows up to the height of the shoulders. Option to stay here. Option to wrap your elbows into each other. And then your palms may or may not touch. Take an inhale, elbows up. And exhale, sink the pelvis down toward the ground and forward. Inhale, straighten the right leg. If you need your arms for this transition, release arms onto the blocks. We'll all meet in half split, straighten the right leg, pull the right toes towards you, melt your chest toward the right leg. Exhale, bend into the right leg. Low lunge with the eagle arm. Inhale, tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee up, high lunge. Keep hugging the thigh bone into the midline. Exhale, release your left knee down. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend into the right leg. Inhale, lift your back knee up. Exhale, release left knee down. Straighten the right leg. Last round. Remember, you can release your hands for small support any point of the flow. Last time when you're in a half split, you can keep your eagle arm and fold the right leg. You can also release your left hand onto a block and raise up your right arm, twisting to the right side. Release the hand down and bend into the right leg. Step your left foot to me with the right. And fold over the legs. Sit your tailbones down, but make sure you still can see the big toes through the knees. And raise up the arms by the ears. Uttanasana chair pose. Option 2, just to rest your hands on the blocks in front of you if you need the support. One big cycle of breath here. And exhale, release. One more big inhale. And exhale, come all the way up. And through heart center. We'll do it a couple more times in the chair pose, but we'll add a little bit twist. So for some people, this might help to bring the big toes together, but your heels are still slightly apart. First of all, sit your tailbones down, raise your elbows by the ears. You still can just rest the hands on the blocks in front of you if that's helpful. Then bring the palms together, bring them to the chest. Right elbow on top of your left thigh. So nothing in the legs has changed. And twist your chest to the left side. You can twist your right hand and blanket with your left hand to help to open the chest. You can also open the arms fully. Then come back to center. And bring the hands to the left elbow on top of right thigh, and twisting to the right side. Same as the other side, option 2, blanket your left fist with your right hand, or open the arms. And come back to center. And fold over the legs. Come into a high table or Malasana yoga squat, whatever that helps to release the tension in the back of the legs. One of the perks of yoga is we are able to utilize a mat and our physical body to create conditions that's uncertain to us, and use that opportunity to practice how to stay to our true self even in that kind of condition, so we can bring that practice off the mat into our daily life as well. Once you're ready to flow again,
Rise all the way up, and we'll flow through some Surya Namaskar B today. Now flow one round on each side with you before I send you onto your own. You can use that time to reflect that some of the decisions through the flow so far. Inhale, sit into a chair. And fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Ardha Uttanasana. Next, step right and left. Into a high plank, option to release the knees down. Take big inhale. Next, bend through the elbows. You can release all the way down to the belly, then Bhujangasana. Also halfway, Chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest up. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, tailbone up, downward facing dog. Step the left foot to the left arm. Spin down your right heel. Imagine someone stepping onto the pinky edge of the right foot. Raise up the arms by the ears and come all the way up. Warrior one. Turn your pelvis toward the front, but not necessarily facing the front. We're working towards that direction. Next, your hands down. Step the left foot back. Bend to the elbows. Back bend of your choice. Bhujangasana. Upward facing dog. You can also come into a cow pose again. Then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Step your right foot to the right thumb. Spin down your left heel. Bend into the right leg. Come on up with both arms by the ears. Warrior one. Hands down. Step your right foot back. Vinyasa of your choice, meaning back bend of your choice. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. And the bottom of the exhale, step by step, a half forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into a chair with Uttanasana. Exhale, rise up, hand to your heart center. Float 2 more rounds on your own. You can also just to go for Surya Namaskar A instead if that serves your needs better today. But either salute, make sure you give yourself that 3 to 5 rounds of breath of pause moment. Use this to round the flow to reflect more on your decisions through your practice night and think about how you can stay truer to yourself through the rest of the practice. We're going to create even more uncertainties using postures. And it's not easy to stay true to what we need and who we are. Sometimes there's that fear of missing out. Sometimes the situation can look way too scary to you. But how can you make a decision that says most about you? Now stay quiet for the last round. So you can continue to cultivate the ownership of your practice and the space for your reflection. And if the flow does not work for you anymore, you can simply come into a seated meditation again. If you're still flowing, take your time. If you paused somewhere, bring yourself to the top of the mat in Tadasana. And that's where we're gonna meet. Once we arrive at the front of the mat, bring the blocks, if you have them, to the tallest height in front of you. And standing strong on to the left leg, tuck the left outer hip in, and squeeze your right knee into the chest. Interlace your hands with the left pinky outside, underneath your right thigh. Standing strong to the left leg. Crown of the head reaching up high. And exhale, kick the right leg forward. Inhale, rebend it in. Exhale, slow with control, move it forward. Inhale, bend back in. Last time. When your right leg bend in, hold your right knee with the left hand. Bring the right hand onto your sacrum. and turn your chest to the right side. You can stay here. You can move yourself close to a wall for some support. But if you like to test your courage through the scary moment a little bit more, option to open your right arm to the back and gaze over the right hand. And slowly come back to center. Step your right foot down. Take a big step with your left foot. Bring the blocks with you. Hands on the blocks for runner's lunge. Option to stay here, option to raise up the arms by the ears, airplane pose. And inhale, right all the way up into a high lunge. Bend into the right leg, keep tucking the thigh bones towards the midline. Inhale, reaching high through the fingertips. Exhale, open the chest to the right side. Open the arms. Inhale, lengthen through the arm to the different opposite direction. And exhale, slow with control. Rest your left hand onto the floor. Right hand up. Inhale, lengthen to the right arm and twist your chest up. Next, I'll release your right hand down. Runner's lunge. And we'll repeat just like that. Inhale, arms by the ears and come all the way up. Next, sink the pelvis down. Inhale, reaching high through the fingertips. Exhale, open the chest up to the right side. Inhale, lengthen to the palms. Exhale, left hand down, right hand up. Inhale, lengthen to the right fingertips. Exhale, right hand down. Runner's lunge last time. Inhale, arms up by the ears. Rise all the way up. Exhale, adjust the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the arms. Exhale, open the chest. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release your left hand down, right hand up. Release the right hand down. Step your right foot back into a high plank. Option to release the knees down. And release the knees down, sit your hips back to the heels. Hero pose, Virasana. Come stand on the shin. Bring the hand onto your sacrum and fingers pointing up. And hug the elbows in. And press the pelvis forward and chest up. Baby cobra. Baby camel rather. Keep pushing the pelvis forward and drop the head toward the back. And use the floating of the chest to keep your lift up. And come back to center. And sit your hips back down. And bring the hand, release the left ear to the left shoulder and bring the hand onto the right side of the head. And just give your right side of the neck some stretch. And gently move your chin down and up. And come back to center, we'll switch side. Release your right ear to the right shoulder. And gently place your right hand on the top of the head. And roll your chin side to side. And then come back to center. Bring the hands forward and come into downward facing dog. On downward facing dog, step by step, a hop forward. And we'll do the other side. Standing strong to the right leg, hug the right outer hip in. Hug the left knee in. Interlace your hands with your right pinky outside, underneath your left knee. You can move yourself close to a wall to get some support. Take deep inhale, squeeze the left knee into the chest. And exhale, kick the left foot forward. Inhale with control, pre-bend it in. And exhale, kick the left foot forward. One more time like that. Last time when your left leg is bent in, hold your left knee with your right hand. Left hand on your sacrum. Inhale, lengthen to the right leg and the spine. And exhale, rotate your chest to the left side. Gaze over the left shoulder. Option to extend your left arm toward the back. Keep hugging the right outer hip in. And slowly come back to center. Step the left foot down. Take a big step with your right foot. Take the blocks, hands on the blocks. You can stay in this runner's lunge. Inhale, raise arms by the ears. Exhale, rise all the way up to high lunge. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, open the chest to the left side, open the arms. Inhale, lengthen to the arms to the opposite direction. Exhale, slowly. Right hand down, left hand up. Inhale, stay in this simple twist. Exhale, stay. Release your left hand. Inhale, arms by the ears. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, reaching to the fingertips. Exhale, open the chest to the left side. Inhale, open the arms. Release the right hand down, left hand up. Take a big inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Last time. Inhale, arms by the ears. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, lengthen to the spine, lengthen to the fingertips. Exhale, open to the left side. Inhale, lengthen to the arms. Exhale, release your right hand down, left hand up. Revolve to the spine, rotate your chest up. Left hand down. And step your left foot back into a high plank. Release the knees down and sit your tailbones onto the heels. Bring the blocks just in case you need them. So there's a couple options here. It goes to the same bus stop analogy, so you don't have to go do what I do or do all of them. Choose the one that works for you. So first you can try the baby camel again. Palms on your sacrum, fingertips up. And push your pelvis forward and chest up. Another option is bring the blocks outside of your heels, starting from the tallest height. And come into baby camel first. Release one hand onto one block, then another hand onto the other. And then you can start adjusting the height of the block. And the last option in this deep back bend I'm offering is full camel with Ustrasana. And I do suggest if this is your first time trying it without blocks, tuck your toes so you can give your heels a little bit elevation. Push your pelvis forward first. Puff your chest up. You can release one hand onto one heel, another hand on the other. Just let the back of your head naturally hang. And if it's available to you, you can untuck the toes. To come out, bring the hands to the sacrum first. Tuck the chin to the chest. Then sit your tailbones down. Do not jump into a deep forward bending, so you stay in this seated. You can also come in a table, but I do suggest do not jump into a forward fold or a downward facing dog, because you might shock your spine from a deep back bend to a forward bend. And once you're ready, tailbones up, downward facing dog. Step by step, a half forward. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, fold the legs. Rise all the way up. And hand through heart to center. So we're gonna put all those elements together. All the scary little bits together. But feel free to start winding down if that's what your body is asking for. So first, stay strong through the left leg. Hug the left outer hip in. And draw your right knee into the chest. You can grab the right knee with the left hand and open the right arm to the back. This is where you can get off the bus. Another option is grab the right big toe with the left peace fingers and kick the right leg forward. Then step your right foot down. Blocks to the front. Standing strong on your right leg, kick your left leg back into a supported warrior 3. Option 2, gather your hand in front of the heart for warrior 3. Then step your left foot down. We're just passing through that warrior 3. And step your left foot slightly in. Keep some space in between your feet. Move your pelvis facing forward. Raise up the arms. Next, start slowly. Release your chest, your arms toward the ground. Bring the blocks close to you if you need it. Pyramid pose. This is where you can stay. If you like to add a little bit more twisting element to your posture, you can left hand onto the block inside the right foot and raise up your right arm. And if you like to deepen the twist, you can bring the left hand to the block outside of the right foot. My last option is combining this with warrior 3 into revolve half moon. So bring the block to the front,
And standing strong through the right leg. Lift up your left leg and right arm up. And turn your chest to the right side. Tuck the right outer hip in. And release your left foot down. Step your right foot back into a high plank. Release the knees down. Sit your tailbones down to the heels. Bend your left elbow. Bring the left hand between the shoulder blades. Right hand up. And flip your right palm. And bring the right palm to your back. Then walk your hands towards each other. May or may not touch. Gomukhasana arms. Reach the left elbow up and the right elbow down. And release the bind if you have it. And come into downward facing dog, and we'll finish the last a little bit. Step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, follow the legs. Rise all the way up. And hand through heart center. Standing strong through the right leg. Lift your left knee up. Grab the left knee with your right hand and extend your left arm back. This is where you can stop. Option 2, grab the left big toe with your right teeth fingers. And slowly kick the left foot forward. Release to the center. Step your left foot down, blocks in the front, and kick your right leg back. Support it, warrior 3 or warrior 3. Either way, lengthen to the spine, the crown of the head toward the front of the space, and step your right foot down. Step your right foot slightly in. Turn your pelvis toward the front. Raise up the arms. And exhale, start slowly. Keep some micro bend in your left leg. And release your hands onto the ground or onto the blocks in the pyramid pose. If you like to, right hand on the block and left hand up. Revolve triangle. Option 2, bring the right hand to outside of your left foot to deepen the twist. Bring the block to the front. Option 2, come into a revolve half moon. Step your right foot down. Join it with the left foot. Release the knees down. Sit your hips back. Bend your right elbow. Bring the right hand behind you. Open your left arm. Flip your left palm and bring your arm to your back. And walk your hands towards each other.
Inhale, lengthen to the right elbow. And sending the left elbow down into the ground. Release the bind of heaven. And come into a comfortable seat. Gather the soles of the feet together. Hold the feet with your hands. And press your elbows into the thigh bones and fold over. Slowly rise back up. And come onto your back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. And use your right hand to gently press the right knee open. Imagine you're pushing the right thigh bone away from the pelvis. And release your right foot and left knee to the left side. And cactus your right arm. Gaze over the right shoulder. Use your left hand to continue to press the right thigh bone open. Come back to center. And cross your left ankle with the right knee. Use your left hand to gently press the thigh bone away from the pelvis. And start slowly release your left foot and right knee to the right side. Cactus your left arm. Use your right hand to press your left thigh bone open. And come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest and rock side to side. If you like to grab the outer edge of the feet with your hands and pull the knees into your armpits for happy baby. Ananda Balasana. You can rock side to side. Press your tailbones into the ground. Once you're ready, spread your limbs out. Shavasana. If you don't have to go anywhere and would like to stay where you are, please feel free to stay. But if you're ready to come out of Shavasana, so wiggle your toes and fingertips. And then one leg in and another. Roll onto one side. And carefully navigate yourself into a comfortable seat. And before you jump into opening your eyes, sit here for a moment. Just to savor a little bit more of the union of your body, mind, and breath. And think about the courage of staying true to what you need and what you believe through those precarious, twisting all those difficult postures. May we all bring them off the mat with us through the difficult times of our life. And gather the hand in front of the heart. Bow the head toward the heart. Whenever you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My next class will be in 2 weeks.